Welcome back to the Crochet Karate, my friends at Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey, and today we're doing the Cosmo scarf. At the time of filming, this pattern has an error in it, but it will be corrected in the future, and you'll see the date on the upper corner here change. What's happening here is that this is a 2-row repeat, and it's using Red Heart Super Saver yarn with a 5mm size H crochet hook. I have drafted up a quick little diagram to show you what it will look like, and it's in multiples of 8 plus 6. So if you want to change the size and maybe make this into a blanket concept, you can do so by just going 8, 8, 8, 8, and when you're happy with the width, just add 6 and you'll have the proper balance for this particular idea. So I'm using Bernat Forever Fleece Tweeds with a 10mm size end crochet hook just as a demonstration for how this stitch is worked. You're going to create a slip knot, and I need you to chain a total of 30. So if you want to do the multiples, you just go 8, 8, 8, and then when you're happy with the width, just add 6. So in my case, I'm just going to maintain the scarf, so I'm just going to go 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to go all the way to 30, and meet me back here in just a moment. So we're going to get ourselves set up. Once you have your multiple done or 30, it will work out. And I'm going to go 4th chain from the hook, so I'm just going to count it back. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and just turn it over and get the back hump of the chain because I think it looks nicer, and you're going to double crochet. You're then going to double crochet the next 2 in a row. And we're going to talk about how the chain 3 doesn't count as a stitch because this side of the scarf has a scalloped edge, which is created by the chain 3 that's never used. So this chain 3 here will never be used in the future. Now that the 3 are in, you're going to chain 3. Now that the 3 are in, you are going to skip 2 chain. So 1 and 2, go to the 3rd and double crochet. And this will create that double crochet to be lying up on its side. Chain 3 and put 3 front post double crochets around this post. So yarn over and go right around that post, pull through 2 and 2, and you would do that total 3 times. So yarn over around the same post, pull through 2 and 2, and one more time. You are now going to skip 2 chain, 1 and 2, and go to the 3rd one away, and you are going to put 3 double crochet in a row. So I'm going to call it as buddies. So the 3 that are always in the middle between the fun stuff is always going to be 3 buddies standing side by side. So if you can imagine that, so you have 3 buddies here, okay, without that chain there, 3 buddies here, and you'll see that repeating. So we're going to create another side diamond shape. So we're going to skip 2 and go to the 3rd one away and double crochet to create the side leaning double crochet. Chain 3 and double crochet front post around that same post you just made. So back here on the chain, you're going to skip the next 2 and you're going to put 3 double crochet in a row. Just keep following that chain across, and that's going to be your repeat going all the way, no matter what size that you decided to go. Okay, we're going to create the last diamond shape of this row here. So we're going to go to the 3rd one away on the chain. Chain 3 and 3 double crochet front post around the post that you just made. And because this is coming up near to the end, you are going to skip 2, 1 and 2, and you will have 3 chains left over at the very end. If you're confident that you have the right stitch count and you have anything left, just undo the slip knot and just work it backward so that you end right where you're supposed to. so then you end up with 4 sets of buddies, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you end up with 3 diamond shapes here at the end of row number 1. Let's turn our work and do row number 2. Row number 2, so we're going to start off and you're going to chain 3. This will never count as a double crochet, so it's going to scallop out on the edge. So you'll see that on the sample itself that you had a scalloped edge. It's being created by this. So you want to use the 3 double crochets below on top of using this one. Okay, so it's just going to bulge out outward towards the side. So you're just going to use the tops of those 3 double crochet that are below for 1 double crochet each. You're now going to chain 2 and you're going to skip over and use the chain 3 space. So this was that space that we created, that chain 3. Go right into the space in single crochet and that will hold it in suspension, and then chain 2. Now the 3 buddies that are right here, you're going to use all 3 of them and just double crochet in each of those 3. So they'll always stand on top of each other. You're then going to chain 2 and use the next chain 3 space right here, and you're going to single crochet and chain 2 and keep on going. So the 3 buddies in a row, just put 1 double crochet in each. Just like that. Chain 2, single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 2, and when you're on the edge, it appears that you have 4 stitches left. You're only going to use the first 3. So you're just double crochet in the first 3 to make the 3 buddies. And by not using that chain 3 that you started with, then you're technically missing a stitch, which creates it to be a bulge, which is what you're looking for. And now you turn your work and let's do row number 3. So you can see that the suspension of that has just held and you have your buddies standing on top of each other. So row number 3 is like row number 1, we just don't have a chain to work with and we have strategy on where things are going to go. So chain up 3 will never count as a stitch, and the 3 that are in the front here will each all get a double crochet. Now we want to create a new diamond shape just like we had here. So to do that, you're just going to reach over to the single crochet and double crochet into the single, and this will create that side lean that we're looking for. Chain 3 and double crochet front post around that post that you just created, and you'll do that 3 times. So now the pattern will get faster because you don't have to count chains anymore. You just got to look for where those single crochets are. Once those are in, the 3 buddies, just add 1 double crochet on top of the next group of buddies that you see. And now we're going to create another diamond shape. So just yarn over and double crochet right into the single, and this creates the lean stitch, which is what you're looking for. Chain 3 and double crochet front post around that post you just created. Do that 3 times. Okay, now we look for the 3 buddies right here. You see they're stacked on top, so you just put 1 into each, 1 double crochet. And you're repeating this all the way across, no matter what size item that you have. You can leave me a note whether you're doing a scarf or a blanket or whatever. Okay, so, and just leave a comment in the video. So you'll just do a double crochet into the next single and chain 3 and add that diamond shape in. So you're going to just do 3 double crochet front posts around that. So eventually I'm coming all the way to the end. So I ignore that chain 3. So I'm only using the first 3 double crochets that we have and place in a double crochet in each. And then you turn your work and you repeat rows number 2 and 3 until the cows come home. So you just turn and you can see it looks pretty awesome. So one side does look slightly different than the other. So this would be, I think, the right side. See how it's kind of scooping? Where the other side kind of looks the reverse, depending on your experience on the way that you see crochet. So let's talk about the repeat. So we use video chapters in here, and you can scroll to the video description or pin comment, and you can go back to row number 2 and then 3, 2 and 3, and you keep repeating that until your scarf is a generous length of 90 inches long. It's the way that the model is wearing it, and you want to finish on a second row. So currently I just finished on row number 2 or row number 3, so I'm going to want to do row number 2 all over again so that I have a flat edge just like so. So I'm just going to repeat row number 2 off camera, and I'll be right back in a second. So I just finished another row 2, just like you see. So this will be the end of the pattern. So both sides will have a flat edge. Now we can go back to the pattern because you can just add some fringe if you like to. For example, fringe for some people, including me, gets caught in my zipper. I don't particularly love it, but depending on the way that I'm wearing it, I love fringe as long as I'm not tucking it into a jacket. So let's go back to the pattern. In the video description, I'm going to provide to you a video that is in the article, and what we're going to do is that you're going to do some fringe. So it says cut lengths of 12-inch yarn, and there's 3 strands folding in half and then tying it into a knot going into the scarf evenly. So what I'll do is I'll put a video in that particular article on how to do fringe, but it is a 12 inches long and there's 3 strands in order to make that happen. And you can see how they've strategically bunched it just underneath the buddies. So if you look at the particular idea, they've only put the fringe here, 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 and here, and ignored the other one, but you can evenly space it too, depending on your creativity. Please enjoy and let me know how you do in the video or in the comments. We'll see you. Bye-bye.